Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. We're going to get in on this video here and start to do a little TA as we work our way up to 1,000 subscribers. If you can believe that, they're already 1,000 subscribers to Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. We went over Bitcoin earlier, right? What else do we got? Bitcoin dominance. You can see, look at this, very important. Let's start the day off with Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin and cryptos are crashing. Bitcoin was down about 3% today, right? But let's look at the Bitcoin dominance. Because Bitcoin was pumping, altcoins were in a bear market. Bitcoin starts to crash. Altcoins are still in a bear market. So you may be asking yourself, what the fuck is going on? Right? Well, that's a simple question. Bitcoin dominance has been rising. Come on, get out of there. And as we know, when Bitcoin dominance is rising, squeeze your fucking way out of there. Why is there no in between? That's stupid. As we know, when Bitcoin dominance rises, same as this is dumb. This needs to be lower. Fuck's that way up there for? When Bitcoin dominance rises, the price of the altcoins fall. When Bitcoin dominance is crashing, the price of the altcoins go up in comparison to Bitcoin, right? But you can see we got rejected. We need to go to a fucking, let's get to the yearly. There we go. You can see for a while, fuck, I just moved the ring. It should be right there. You can see Bitcoin. We're going to go ahead and lock that so we don't fuck that up again. Because when they cross these rings, the price go down, right? They act as, when they run into them, coming up to down, they act as resistance. Or when they're trading sideways and they hit it, they act as resistance, right? I don't feel like dealing with that right now. But you can see the Bitcoin dominance now is straddling along this ring. You can see every time they've hit these rings, it came up to a ring right here, crossed it and crashed, and then traded down to this next ring right here. You see it? Then it traded along it, and then when it finally crossed it, it crashed and did the same thing. Then it traded back up to the moving average, crashed right through it, right down to the next ring. Then it got bought back up, straddled the top ring that it crashed from last time, straddled it, got rejected, and crashed back down to the same ring that it got rejected and got supported off of right there. Then it got bought back up, got rejected, and then crashed through this time on the third time down, traded sideways, ran up into a moving average, and got crashed. And then came up to the next ring below it, straddled it, and then broke through it, then hit it and back tested it and got rejected, right? Then came up into the moving averages, traded sideways and got a pop, but got rejected by that same ring that it got supported and rejected by there. Then hit the moving averages and got bounced up. Then came up to that same ring again that it got rejected off of back there and got rejected again and crashed. And then you traded sideways and down along the moving averages. Notice the pattern here to the next ring. Briefly got supported, then crashed. Massive crash. And you say, well, why was this crash so much bigger here? Well, look at the difference. When you were trading out of these rings, as you keep trading down and out of the rings, the price action becomes wider as you trade from ring to ring, right? See that? See how narrow it was from that ring right here to that ring to that ring. Now look how much bigger it gets here, gets even bigger here, and then a huge gap in between this ring right here and the support ring right here, right? So, and notice that it came from right there, that ring when it broke it, almost all the way down to that ring down here, right? It hit it almost exactly. Then it got bought back up into the moving averages. Sound familiar? Got rejected, right? Came right back and touched the ring that time, and then got bought back up to the 200 day, and it's getting rejected. And now it's going to dance on here, and I think that's why we're in this descending pattern and Bitcoin dominance. See how that works? And these rings are just phenomenal to use once you start knowing how to use them. They're super simple and easy, right? They're free on TradingView. If you want to set up a technical chart, this is how you set up and trade a technical chart, and you start understanding what's going on in the market, right? But you can see we're in this with this green ring right here. We got to pull this up. We got to lock that. Lock. Make these a little bit bigger. See that? We need them a little bit bigger than that. Bring the color back in is what we need. See that? So you got that ring that's swinging from lower to higher into the future. Then we have this consolidation, and we are in the daily time frame, right? And then as we pull out our industry exclusive perching tool, you can see we got our upper resistance now in an extended consolidation right along this green fib circle, and you can see this is the last fib circle that we crashed down from, right? And then we got bought back up into the moving averages, got rejected by the 50 and crashed exactly down. And we haven't checked this chart in about a week and a half. Crashed right down exactly to the green fib circle, got bought back up and got rejected by the 200-day moving average in green and this horizontal support down here, right, that we got down there, and or this descending support. I don't know why I got that line in there. And then we're getting traded back down, and we're probably going to come back down and touch this ring, but it'll be higher low this time because the ring's trading higher as you work your way out into the future, right? So what I think's going on here is with our industry exclusive drawing tool, I think you're going to trade within this, right? Then maybe get rejected and then use it as resistance, right? Trade within that, maybe fake out, and then if this wants to break back up, it can. Or it's going to hit this ring like it did last time, and it's going to flush to the next ring. And then that would mean maybe all coins compared to Bitcoin would go up, right? The altcoins could still go down, but in comparison to Bitcoin, they'd be going up, even though everything's crashing, because Bitcoin could crash 15%, and the altcoin market as a whole might only crash 6%, right? Because some of the money's going back into there, right? But if you break down out of this pattern, this is the targeted move from the top to the bottom to the point of the breakout, right? And you can see it gets you awfully close to that next ring down there. And that's what would happen if you can't hold this ring, just like you've seen here, right? I'll get my industry exclusive drawing tool out. Just like you've seen up here on that big flush after you crossed. If you broke this and got rejected, you would have a quick flush all the way down to that next ring. And that would have a consequence on all the other coins. So this is some of the things that Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing can teach you about technical trading, right? If we look at the XLM, let's see what we got going on here. Let's set up this chart, because I think on this one we went from a low to a high, right? So now let's go from a high to a low and get a nice fib circle on there. So we like to use candle bodies. There's a high, and then we like to use the low, which is down here, right? Extend that out into the future a little bit. You can see the local low is right about there. Oops. Right about there. We'll change the color and make this dark blue. And then you can see now, going from a high to a low, right? We want to get that right on the candle body. And then we'll find the low point. Where's that at? Down here. And we want to get that right on that candle body. Bam. Then we want to lock that and then take a look at the chart. And now you can see these things as we perch from the middle of that fib circle. You see it hit it and got a little resistance and came down and then traded sideways through it, and then we started pumping. But then you hit the ring and it resisted you at first and got supported on this green ring down here, right? See, these rings work together. Then it got bought back up, got resistance again, came down and consolidated, hit a moving average, and then pumped, and hit the inside of this and got rejected. Moving averages, pump. Hit the inside of the blue circle again and the green ring, rejected. Came all the way back down to the moving average and came back up, got rejected again right here by this blue ring. So 1, 2, 3 times you've been rejected, or 1, 2 by the blue ring, and then once by the green ring, and then you got rejected and flushed and then traded through this big open area. Then you started rounding the bottom, came up, got rejected initially, but then blew through it and got rejected by the ring once, twice, 3 times, and pumped up, but it was a fake out and got rejected and came right back down. And this ring, this 786 ring, we need to change that so we can see that. Let's get in here. Come on. Get in here and go to settings, visibility. Let me make those white. I want the fucking numbers to be white. Whatever. But you can see, as we were talking about, let's get that. Come on, motherfucker. But you can see, as we were talking about, then it got rejected and pumped back up to this ring. And they're acting as resistance on the way up into this circle to the apex right here, right? But they kept breaking up. And you can see it's acting as resistance. And now if we zoom on in a super simple, easy way to trade this manipulated market, we're going to isolate in on here now as we start working towards the center of this fib circle, right? And that's actually why we need to move this fib circle a little bit. Where are we at? Where's that at? Let's unlock this real quick. Bam. Oops. We'll unlock it. Let's bring this to current date. No. I like it being out here more. It's got to come out to the future a little bit. This is actually up there. There we go. That's good. That's right where you want it. And then we'll relock that. And then now, as you can see, we're coming through the middle of this circle now, right? And you can see it got rejected as we zoom on in here to a tighter view. Let's move this back a little bit. Get that off. You can see as we pumped up, got rejected as this is what we just went over, but now we're in a bit closer of a range. Then it pumped up, got rejected at the 200-day moving average and at the 0.786 circle, but quickly blew past it to the 0.618 golden pocket and got rejected by the green ring and the blue ring. You can see how they both were at tandem, and then it got squeezed in between the blue and the green ring below, the green ring above, and then it got squeezed, and then it finally hit the moving average on the way down and pumped up to the next one. Slight rejection, and then blew up and got topped out at the green ring this time just before the blue ring, and came all the way back down, right, to the moving averages and to this blue ring. And then it traded along it for a little while and then crashed down to the next ring. Then it got supported at the 786 ring and pumped up to this 0.618, consolidated and pumped to the next ring at the 0.78. Or the 0.50, then it consolidated and pumped, consolidated and came all the way up to the 0.218, almost 100% full retracement, and wicked and got rejected by the green ring here and the blue ring up top on the wick, consolidated and crashed down to the next ring. See that? You just play these targets. So right now, we're consolidating on this. So if I had to predict the future, your upper resistance on XLM going in through, why can't I see that? What the fuck's going on? There it is. If I had to guess, through November 17th, next week, or the next 2 weeks, if you break up, or in the immediate short term, if you break up through the 11th, or my birthday, the 12th of November, you have a green ring here and a blue ring. So it'd be 0.428 cents, where we've had this for a long time, and it actually hit it up there, right? That's your upper resistance. And now if you break down out of this, your next lower support would be the blue ring below it, right here. There's your underneath support, the blue and green ring down here at 33 cents is your next support if you can't hold. We'll erase that and we'll bring that back out later. But right now, see where you're straddling as we isolate in now a little bit closer and zoom on in. Let's zoom on in here a little bit. See that? Now you can see if we work this way from the daily time frame, that's why we always start at Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing from the far out time frame to make it super simple and easy to trade this manipulated market, right? If you start out from the far out time frame, you have an understanding and a knowledge and a technical interpretation of the chart of where you were to where you came from to how you got to where you are now, so you can have a probability based way of technically trading this and enhance your chances of profitability, right? So now as we zoom in and see how super simple and easy that is, that's why you got to start from a far out time frame and work your way up. So as you can see, as we were working our way through, we got supported on this and consolidated. We had upper resistance, lower support. Then we pumped up again, got rejected one last time, got supported on the 50-day moving average, and then finally popped up above that green ring up to the next blue ring, right? To the 0.36, and we crashed down, and notice how we straddled that underneath blue ring right here for a long time and consolidated from the one that we had to consolidate underneath the break. So it was resistance there, and then it flipped to support. Then it ran out of exhaustion and crashed through it through the moving averages and came right back down to that next ring, right? And got buyers up to there into the moving averages, came back up to the next ring, and now it started acting as resistance, just as back here it was acting as support, when back there it was acting as resistance, right? So it came full circle, resistance, then it was support, now it's resistance again, right? And now it looks like it's going to trade back down, and if you can't hold, that's why this next ring right here where you bottomed out last time, you're going to come back to double bottom that, and then it'll probably trade on it a little bit, maybe come back up and get rejected again, right? And then if it can't hold this when it comes back, if it can't hold this line and it comes back down and double bottoms like I think it absolutely is, if you can't hold that, your next target would be down here, right? That's how you play that. But if this can somehow hold this in this tightening range between the green ring and the blue ring and pop up, this would be your major upper resistance. The next green ring that's running essentially left to right, but it's running a little bit south than due west. And this ring that's running like this, right? That's running from southwest to northeast, right? These two would be your major upper resistance depending on where it hits it. So that's how you play the rings. So right now, XLM, if it breaks up, your upper target's right up in here on this blue and green ring. If it breaks down, your next immediate target is on the blue ring and the green ring below it. And then if you break down, unfortunately, even farther, your next underneath target below 33 cents into the future would be down here at the bottom of the major volume support zone at 31 cents, right? Then if you can't hold that, your next major support would be down here on that next part of the blue ring into the future we'll make it, would be down here at 26 cents. You see that? That's how super simple and easy these rings are, and that's what I can teach you with my technical trading class. Like I put out my first technical trading on TradingView trading chart with basic indicators for beginners for $6.69. I put out my first video. I have not forgotten about you, my beautiful people that are in that first class, but it is a multiple video first class, and I will be making an update to the second video of a 3-part series for beginners on how to set up a technical trading chart and how to use the indicators to your advantage to give you a probability based indicator on a weighted index to use that chart in order to trade to profitability, right, and enhance your chances at profit. That's what we're all about at Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. But you can see how super simple and easy that chart was, right? And XLM. And let's go to, people were asking about XRP. So we'll finish this out with XRP, right? And we have our rings that we've been using and following, right? And they've been doing a pretty good job. And if we break this down, this ring was taking a swing high to a swing low, I believe. Yeah. But the swing high is not even way up there, so I don't know what that's doing up there. It's got moved. Let's unlock that. This should be at the swing high, which is down there at the candle body, right? See how that works? So now we can relock that. Because you want them to be, I like to use the candle bodies. I don't know why that was out there into nowhere. And then on the down low side, does it have the swing low? Where's our swing low at? Our swing low is way down there somewhere. Swing high. Oh, there's our swing low. Swing low to swing high, right? You see that? Now, if you want to take a real, true other one, you can go the swing high back here last year at just under $2, and then you can bring it to the swing low after that, which would be right about there, right? Right there. Oh, fucker, I always forget to hit the button down. Right about there, and then we'll make this. I don't like purple. Let's make it orange. Orange seems to stand out. Make this orange. Hold on a second, fellas. Make this a little bit bigger. See that? I don't like that color orange. I don't know what that is. That's the orange I'm looking for. And then you got to go ahead and lock that. See that? You're getting kind of a trading, technical trading right here for free. And then if we zoom this out, now you can see we're from a swing low to a swing high. And then on XRP, you can see what's going on here. I think you're about to come down, right? You're going to run. I think you're going to trade sideways and down because I have been calling for this to crash since back here, right? And it came down. And then it came down, then it broke down out of this descending triangle. But then it got bought back up, right? So what I think is going to go on now is you're getting rejected again because you have no volume. And if we look at this a little bit closer, what I think is going on here is you have a big double top here. You got the overbought back here after you broke out of that pattern and this pattern right here. I think you're topping out, and I think your next thing you're going to do here in the 2-hour time frame is if you pull this line out, because you can use these old lines and just drag them in the same spot out into the future, and I think you're going to come back and back test this now. I think that's what's going on. That's why that was down there from way up in here. I think what you have to do with our industry exclusive drawing tool is come back down and back test this 200-day moving average, which if I drew this 200-day out, it's going to be coming up like that and then flattening out, right? It's going to be looking like that. And I think the price action is going to come back down and trade on this and then have to consolidate and figure out if it's going to come up or break down out of that, because I think eventually you're coming down here and back testing this area in XRP. So we're going to put a price label on there right there. Oops, we don't need a note. Get that out of there. Delete. Put a little price note. I think XRP is coming back down here real quick because we do have an underneath target way down here at 79 cents, right? And it hasn't changed, and it will not change until we take out our high that we almost did, right? Like, subscribe, and share to Vincenzo's Gold Crypto Investing. Peace and love. Peace and love.